Akiko, and now we're going to be going through with Kaz and all. But since Kaz and all have that rope, we'll be able to make it past that gap. And after I actually do make it past the gap, I'm going to grab a couple of new weapons from a room there that we actually won't be able to do anything really else in the room other than pick up the weapons until later on in the game. There's actually a very key item in there, the diary, which you can't open up until you get a diary key, which isn't for a while. But that will actually be right after I get those weapons. That's going to be my first time I'm going to be at training, so that's going to be my first edit. Just kind of forewarning that it is coming up relatively soon in a few minutes. I will, after I get these weapons, I'm going to start training. Yes, toupees, a regular rope won't work. So we need to get a ladder in order to make it down there. So I guess that's technically our next immediate goal, is to somehow find a ladder, which is located in another whole area that we'll have to go to. We'll actually go to a pretty cool looking area, the veranda, kind of this place where you walk outside, similar to like the balconies and such from Resident Evil 1. We'll be going actually to that area. As like I said before, I'm coming in this room. You can see the diary on the table. I won't be able to open it and read it for a long time. And then there's also a pickaxe. That's not a weapon. That's actually an item I need to use in order to get past some icy rooms. But basically the only things I really needed were that sword I just got and the axe I already picked up to kind of upgrade my weapons a little bit. Kind of help me out a little bit. The man enemy, which I'm going to fight real quick, is one of those enemies that I highly recommend training here when playing the game. Because these enemies are pretty easy to deal with. Half the time they miss or they don't do too much damage. As well as they give decent experience, which is always the best thing when you want to do random training and such. So this is kind of what I'll be sitting here and training when I edit out. What you won't be seeing will be me fighting basically those enemies and the dogs and the wall monsters over and over and over again, which you'll see plenty of later on as well. I'm going to go ahead and burn down this rope, and now before I start training, I'm going to go back to Kaz, split off from the team after I switch weapons real quick. I want to actually have the best weapon on Kaz. Split from my main team here, and now I'm going to go back and get Emi and Akiko over that gap so that I have all my team closely together, and that's when I'll start training. I'll probably train them first and then switch over to the other team. As I fight a dog, really easily killed because I have a really good weapon. Which is actually funny, the best weapon in the game is actually pretty humorous. We'll get that very late in the game, actually right before the end. But it's actually pretty humorous that a weird item is the best weapon in the game. So there we go. I just spent a bunch of time training. I know, kind of a weird fade in, fade out thing going on there, but I did a bunch of training there. I leveled up both Akiko, Emi, and my main team of Kaz, Taro, and Asuka. And now I'm all set in order to continue pretty much most of the rest of the game. I'll be able to do I won't have to train for a very long time. So even though I do have to train 2 more times, it won't be for a very long time. Basically, I just fought these guys over and over again. As you can see, I'm doing a very good amount of damage to them now. Like, Kaz is doing like 96 damage on a normal hit. So I'm able to do a pretty good amount of damage on these guys. Switch back to that team, and I'm going to open up this door, which is going to lead us into a weird hallway full of that sticky stuff that I dealt with in the room where I got the weapons. And the sticky stuff's really easy to manage. You have an item you can pick up that will help you get through it, the boots. But it's just as easy to manage them just walking over them. You can't walk on more than 4 consecutive spots of it, or you'll get stuck. So what you have to do is you have to walk only over 4 spaces at a time, and the way the floor is set up and the blank spots in the open areas are, during this room especially, you can easily manage to bypass it all without getting stuck. The hardest part about this area is avoiding the giant suits of armor. Head up. See, easily able to manage. I don't walk over more than 4 spots at a time, as another random chandelier falls on me. I'm going to try to dive out of the way. And another one avoided. In this room, I have to go all the way around, but at the end of it will be where the ladder is located, which will then go back to that previous room where I did all my training, and then head down, use the ladder, head down to, it's officially not the basement area, it's like courtyard area, even though it kind of looks like a basement as well. Down there will eventually lead to the lake area, where a crucial key will be located. random battle here. Just kind of get through it, run through it real quick. Like I said, every battle, if I can, I'm going to run. Avoid the suit of armor at all costs. Travel down here. I chose to just come in here with Akiko and Emmy because Emmy's pretty quick to move around. Plus, I only really need the key. And there was no sense of bringing in the group of 3 when I just need to get in here, quickly grab the ladder, and now get the heck back out of here. Just have to avoid the suit of armor again. Which, I'm just going to go ahead and enter this room real quick, and then exit, and the armor actually goes back to its original position, so you can use that to kind of reset them. Also, if you kill the armor suits, if you exit and come back into the room, they respawn. Now, they will not respawn if you have a team member still located in the room. So, let's say I killed all of the armor members, but I left Akiko in the room, and then I left with Emmy and came back. The armor wouldn't respawn because Akiko never left the room. But as soon as all party members leave, that's when they respawn. So now it's time to move back. Just like before, I'm going to have to move both sets of teams down to where that ladder is located in order to get down there. Random enemy, similar to the Wisp that I fought earlier. It's kind of like the better version of the Wisp, the Bane. Basically a flying spirit, that's all it is. Okay, both of them out. Head back out to where the veranda area is located. Head up into this room, and now we'll go back to those 2 pegs that I saw earlier on if I didn't get into another battle. This is so annoying. Like, this is the one everyone knows that great with RPGs. So when you need to get to a certain time, or you're trying to speed through, or trying to get to a certain place, you're going to get in every random battle like every 2 seconds. But as soon as you need to start training, no battles seem to come. Like, half the time you'll be wandering aimlessly. You're like, come on, fight me, I need to level up. And no battle will show up. But as soon as you want to continue the game and start moving, you're going to get into a battle like every few steps. Might as well take him out real quick, because he'll die in only a few hits. There we go. As you can see, all my main characters, besides Kaz, also do a decent amount of damage. They don't even have as good of a weapon as Kaz has on him. And before I can get to the ladder, we have another battle to deal with. Like I said, random battles are quite boring, I know, I'm sorry about that. Might as well take him out, though, real quick. Now, another big element of the game, which I'm not really doing in this run, I haven't really mentioned yet. I know I'm really far in and I haven't even mentioned this yet. But you may wonder, how do you find out where to go? In most RPGs, you talk to townspeople, or talk to other people, or, find certain items, in order to kind of figure out what you're supposed to do next. But in this game, in many of the rooms, there's random works of art on the walls. And what you have to do is, you have to take a picture of the artwork. That's why you have the camera guy, Taro. And you take a picture of it, and then all of a sudden words will appear that kind of give you a hint. There's also the skeletons and random other dead bodies all around the game, as well as people that are bleeding and slowly dying. They're not quite dead yet, which is kind of horrific, but you talk to them or deal with them, they're also going to give you hints on what to do next or where to go to next. So that's pretty much how you can figure out where you're supposed to go to next. Also, you can just explore aimlessly, and you'll eventually, I guess, figure out where you're supposed to go next. I guess it's the same kind of thing you can do with any RPG. Right now, as I fight a random spirit in a mirror, and I need to bust down this mirror in order to get to a fountain area, which actually is a pretty cool scene that will be involved with the fountain. And after the fountain, we'll be actually able to get to the lake area. Which, in the lake area, like I said before, is a key that will be very useful to me later on. Now, as I enter this bedroom, I need to pick up this bucket right here. It kind of looks like a big giant lock, but it's a bucket. You can see the handle and all. And I also need to pick up several logs. You're going to need 4 logs in total. And these logs are going to be used in order to get over certain gaps and all in the lake area. It's the only time you need the logs, and they give you plenty of them. There's like at least 6, 7, or 8 logs throughout the game, and you only need 4 of them in order to get past. They include some more because you can place some logs at some spots in the lake area that would, don't lead to anywhere, or just end up, leading to a dead end or the wrong direction to go to. So they do give you a few extra ones in case you do mess up, but But if you know where to place them, the most you'll need in total will be only 4 logs in order to get past. Now, when we look at this fountain, you actually have to look twice, and it'll ask you to drink. After you drink, the water all of a sudden turns into blood, and you find out you've now drank the blood of the victims of the ghost that haunts this place. And then all the water throughout the room and throughout the area has now turned blood red. So now with a bucket full of blood, we go down here to this random statue sitting here and use the blood on it, and it just disappears. As I pick up another log that I'll actually need in order to continue on. You see I only have 3, but I'll use this team of Akiko and Emmy to open up one random door that I didn't open up already. That will be one of the other logs is located in the room, so I'll go ahead and use them to pick it up real quick. Inside the room is not only a pair of boots, which could help you with the sticky floors and all, which we really don't need to deal with anymore, so that's kind of like not really worth picking up.